Anyas Maglasang, a first-year Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Science student of Cebu Normal University, main campus. Today, we will learn about density in this classroom-friendly demonstration using 3 transparent containers, in which in my case, I am going to use these empty containers of nata de coco, 3 fresh eggs. We'll put them here. 6 tablespoons of salt. So, here they are. And lastly, water. Okay, so this experiment is called the floating egg. Okay, so once again, do you want to see a really cool demonstration about density? Alright, let's get started. So, since we gathered all the materials, the first step that we are going to do is to fill one of the glasses about 3/4 full of water. So let's start in here. Let's put 3/4 full of water. I think that's already 3/4. And then, let's slowly put 1 fresh egg. Tilt it a little so that we will not crack the egg. Oops. So there you go. The second step is to fill the other glass with the same amount of water. So let's put another 3/4 full of water. So I think that's already 3/4. And then let's add 2 tablespoons of salt. 1, 2. And then let's mix them well to make a salty water. Okay, so I think it's already mixed. Let's now proceed to step number 3. Let's put another egg in the salty water and let's observe it. Let's slowly put it to avoid the egg to crack. Okay, it's done. Now serve. Next step is to half fill the third glass with water. So instead of 3/4, which was done on the first 2 glasses, we'll only put half water. I think this is already halved. Let's add 4 tablespoons of salt. 1, 2, 3, and lastly 4, which makes it to a 4 tablespoon. And now let's mix them well. Okay, so I think we're done mixing salt and water. Now let's slowly place the egg in this container. Slowly. Tilt the container. Okay. Lastly, let's carefully add more water into this glass. So as what you can see, the egg in the first glass submerged into the bottom of the water. And the second glass, the egg is floating on top of the water. And in the third glass, you can see that it's floating in the middle. So, the explanation for this experiment is because of the differences in their densities. Now, let's take a look at each container. Let's start with this one. As what you can see, it's just pure water and an egg. The egg is submerging at the bottom of the container. Why is this so? Well, it's because of density. The egg is denser than the water. By the way, what is density? Density is the mass of a substance per unit volume. And that is the reason why this egg is sinking at the bottom of the water. Now let's proceed to the second container. which is a mixture of water and 2 tablespoons of salt. As what we can see, the egg is now floating on the surface of the mixture. Well, again, it's because of density. This time, the liquid is denser than the egg. Because when you add salt to the water, the density of the water or the mixture increases because salt increases the mass without changing the volume. And that is the reason why this time the egg is floating on top of the surface of the mixture. Now, let's proceed to the third container. This time it's now floating in the middle. It's not sinking, it's not floating on the surface, but in the middle. And why is this so? As what we can see and as what we can remember, the first half or the lower part, the lower half of the mixture is composed of water and 4 tablespoons of salt. And the upper part, the upper half of the mixture is just pure water. So when we put the egg on top of this first mixture, it is floating. But when we added water on top of it, it's now making the egg float on top of the first mixture. So there are 3 mixtures in here. So there are 3 in which we can compare the densities. The first one is the densiest. The egg is in the middle of this one, the lower part, which is the densiest, and the upper part, which is the least dense of all in here. That is why the egg is floating in the middle. So, that's all for density. I hope you learned something today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye!